SMT Nation, we back. Nation, this article is fantastic, thought-provoking. I really like it. This one is written by Monica Alvin, Fierce Wireless. I'll be sure to link it for you in the description as we discuss the T-Mobile network and T-Mobile home internet in today's video. Link in the description for the article. Also linked in the description is the real SMT Buy Me a Coffee link. If you want to keep the SMT caffeinated and motivated, that's one way to support. You can also check out our partner, Mint Mobile. Use the partner link. Buy service from them. Save on your wireless service. And you'll be helping out the channel in the process. Okay, so titled T-Mobile's Fixed Wireless Access Retains Air of Mystery. I don't really think it's a mystery, folks. I think I've kind of been pretty clear about where I believe the issues are with the T-Mobile home internet. Don't get me wrong. It's a very important competitor in the marketplace. It's crucial to the industry, but it is heavily flawed. All right, so what things are unanswered about T-Mobile's 5G home internet? Well, the first thing is that the T-Mobile 5G home internet net additions, or the subscriber base, did decelerate from Q3 of last year to Q4, meaning there were less subscribers added between the two quarters. Now, the difference between them is not huge. It's not a massive decrease, but it is notable as, T-Mobile has almost doubled the available number of addresses that they can serve. So in the time span of 1 year, T-Mobile went from servicing 30 million homes to, I believe, almost 50 million homes. Or no, more than 50 million homes. So if you increase the number of addresses you could service, it doesn't really make sense for the net additions to decelerate. They should have at least been flat, maybe accelerated, and they didn't. Right, so third quarter they added 578,000 net adds, and then in fourth quarter they added 524,000. There might be a couple forces at play. One, I think for sure, is the fact that big cable is definitely at attention. They're starting to even advertise directly, trying to poo-poo on the T-Mobile home internet service by name. Right, so that's going on. Maybe they're becoming more aggressive, offering better promotions, and customers are sticking around because of that. Keep in mind, big cable's also making a very aggressive play to get mobile subscribers. They're basically giving away the service for free. They've got free lines. They've got $29.99 lines, $20 lines, all this other stuff, right? The Spectrum bundle and all that, which offers great value that not even T-Mobile can touch. All right, so that's those things are going on with cable. Also, do not sleep on the giant themselves, Verizon, who offers fixed wireless access as well. And the thing about the Verizon fixed wireless access with C-band is the more that Verizon builds and upgrades their network, the more addresses they're going to service as well. So they coincide. There are multiple forces plucking away at T-Mobile opportunity. And it's going to get worse. Big cable will continue to get aggressive and put the squeeze on T-Mobile. And Verizon is going to continue to build out C-band, and they're going to get national license availability at the end of this year. So that basically puts fixed wireless access available from coast to coast. So that's really going to put the pinch on T-Mobile. They're going to have to continue to aggressively promote their product, try to push the narrative about the value and all of those things. There is a third piece to this, though, folks. And a lot of people may not know about this, but then actually learn once they try the T-Mobile home internet service. The T-Mobile home internet service doesn't really have capacity issues, right? It's a humble offer. We understand it won't be as fast and as dedicated, per se, as wireline, right? Especially a cable, coaxial connection, or fiber connection, right? It's probably better than DSL in most instances, but there is trouble. And that is, T-Mobile does not have a dedicated quality of service, a QCI level. They don't have that. So what happens is sometimes some experiences for the T-Mobile home internet are less than adequate, and customers churn. The customers are doing their due diligence. They're trying the service, but they're just not satisfied with it, and then they end up leaving. It might be 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months into trying the service, and it's not sufficient. It might be less than reliable. It might be more problematic than the old service that they left. And who knows, maybe the money savings just isn't there, and they can't really justify it. Now, of course, the most important thing in home internet is reliability, the uptime, right? I think for the most part, T-Mobile can keep the connections up and running. But another issue is the gateways are unreliable. They frequently are booting down, powering down, and rebooting, frequently having troubles with heating issues and thermals. Band, the band switching all the time, firmware issues, always kind of doing all of that. And then, T-Mobile's obviously going to be tuning the network. They've got a bunch of spectrum that they're going to be moving from LTE to 5G. And can these gateways actually connect to SA and all these new configurations? But, it just goes to show you that because T-Mobile puts that priority so low, free lines on T-Mobile get higher priority on the T-Mobile home internet. The hotspot on free lines gets more priority. Tablet lines get more priority. Everything gets more priority than the T-Mobile home internet. So the quality of, or the standard of excellence, the quality and the excellence is just not there. In the rural setting, it's probably more than good enough. But in any situation where there's any type of demand or stress on these sectors of towers, it becomes kind of like a shooting of the dice, and I am not trying to throw asperges at T-Mobile, but that is the one thing that separates Verizon and T-Mobile with fixed wireless access. Verizon puts all 5G ultrawideband, N77 C-band data, mmWave, all that on QCI 7, which is the highest ranked consumer QCI. They've got a dedicated, up to speed of up to 300 megabits per second down and up to 20 megabits per second up on the C-band version of the 5G home. And if your signal strength is there and everything, you usually get it. I've been testing the service for several months. I think it's been 4 months. And it has been as solid as ever. And I never have issues with the gateway. When I had the T-Mobile home internet, I had a overheating gateway. I had to put a vent under it, put it by the air conditioning. The gain wasn't great on the antenna. The uplink was questionable. I had all these problems with it. T-Mobile really is trying to keep this as bare minimum as possible. They're not trying to spend extra on the network, right? They're selling fallow spectrum, fallow capacity that's unused. I feel like Verizon's offer is much more dedicated to actually truly offering a quality of service. And I think T-Mobile is conceding this. I don't think they're not trying to push their narrative otherwise, but it's just customers understand this after using it and experiencing it. There are some things that leave a little bit to be desired. So I think churn rate is an issue. I think the experience can be an issue in some instances. And I think the forces in the market with big cable and now Verizon coming into the foray has put the squeeze on T-Mobile. I still think they're going to hit their mark. I still think they're going to end up at 7 to 8 billion. They have the potential to end up, I think, around 9 or 10 billion in the grand scheme of things. Their marketing is so good. It hits on every mark. The messaging, right? The pricing guarantees, not explosive pricing, all those things. T-Mobile has earned the trust of customers when it comes to value, right? And holding into pricing. Cable doesn't do that. Cable is on terms, right? 12 months, 24 months. This is why people are trying T-Mobile in the first place. But I will tell you this, customers are always going to be price savvy, right? The moment that big cable is cheaper, they're going to go to them. If the T-Mobile home internet just isn't good enough, they will move back. They will churn. And I'll be honest with you, after using both services, the Verizon service is just better. As a dedicated QCI, having a quality of service, dedicated experience, is just better. And the loaded latency and the unloaded latency and the ping times and the reliability and just the quality experience, the T-Mobile doesn't match the Verizon in my experience after using both. And I have tower site access of fully upgraded networks, right? But in the rural setting, it's plenty good. So I expect T-Mobile to continue to win and have gains. Maybe it does decelerate and we start to see more of these 500,000 net adds, 400 net adds, 450. But it won't be because T-Mobile isn't trying. They're aggressively trying to gain. But I still to this day think they're going to have to address that quality assurance. If they want to eliminate and reduce that churn, that's what they're going to have to do. And if they don't address it, they're going to just live with the results, which they might do. They might literally punt when it comes to the QCI and quality of service. They might, and maybe 2-3 years from now, with network slicing or something, maybe they start to change their tune. Maybe more spectrum on air with the DoD and the C-band. Maybe that changes things. Who knows? Maybe with millimeter wave, we'll see. Or small cells. I don't know. It could be a number of those things. What do you guys think of the commentary? What do you guys think of those factors? Which do you think are most impactful? Which one do you think are kind of causing this possible deceleration or this churn rate? What do you think T-Mobile has to address in order to properly deal with these pressures? Love to hear what you guys have to say on this. You all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links in the description for all things going on with the channel. Big shout out to my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for making content on the channel possible. If you want to be a member, get access to perks, early access to content, exclusives not found anywhere else, hit the join button. It's right next to my channel name and the subscribe. Or if you want to support us on Patreon for similar perks and more, then the link is in the description. Don't forget you could support the SMT Buy Me Coffee. Link is in the description. And then also if you need a good deal on wireless service, you can get it from our partner, Mint Mobile. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching, folks. See you all in the next one. Peace.